chosen ones, empaths, I'm not telling you what you want to hear, okay? I'm telling you the truth, all right? This video will be digging deep into who you are and the profound effect you have on a toxic creature, a narcissist, or any other of these cretins or terminology, because I can't keep up with the terminology they're labeling these cretins as, these dusty weirdos that have deceived you, that have hurt you, that have hurt your feelings, that have broke your trust and everything like that, right? Honestly, you have a profound effect upon them. And what you have to know about who you are is they trusted you. They don't trust people. They're insecure and everything like that. But they trusted you like they trusted no other. They felt a closeness with you like they felt with no other. You need to have this awareness about yourself, okay? But something I'm going to say, they go down the rabbit hole with you because there's layers that they uncover with you, more and more layers, more and more layers. Not that you're hiding, but you're just deep as the ocean, right? And the nearer they felt, they actually started to feel further away. And that's what plays out throughout the duration, the time, for the period of time, however long it is, some months, some years, decades, however long, they felt further and further away from you. But they built up this performance, this figment of their imagination, this persona that you were in tune with. But they loved that persona. They loved putting on that mask. Hear me out what I mean by that, right? I'm going to say that again. They love that persona that they could be around you. They love that person who they created to be that could acquaint with someone of your caliber. They loved that persona. They don't have the same respect from their flying monkeys now. They don't have the same respect from their... You brightened up their world, is as simple as I can put it. Okay? So, like I was saying, they felt very close, but throughout getting more and more to know you, it made, because they're always ever conscious of the real them that no one knows, right? No one ever knows the real them. Not their family, not their friends, not their minions, not their flying monkeys. No one really knows the real them, but they know the real them. And yes, they get caught in the illusion of this self-constructed persona that they do to be around you. But the more and more they dive deep into that, the further and further and further detached from themselves. They're detached from themselves anyway, they're narcissists. But you take them to new levels of how much they detach from who they are. So much so that they change into a persona that's carefully constructed to appeal to only you. That's what they do. Okay? And that's why you feel like this was your soulmate, or this was the person for you, and you were going down a road that I think, can't talk for God, but personally I think, right, that God didn't want that for you, or the universe didn't want that for you. I'm not getting religious or anything here, or too spiritual, but I believe that something out there, whatever you want to call it, your ancestors, your angels, I don't know, whatever it is in your belief system. We're talking about narcissism here, okay? And this is the good and evil that's in the world. That's what we discuss on this channel. What I'm saying is this creature, this cretin, carefully constructed this persona, not to spite you, not to hurt you, to be around you. That's what they did, all right? They carefully constructed that to please you. But they start to get sour. They start to get bitter, like you all know. Because they're getting narcissistic injuries because you are reflecting back at them your light. Your light takes them on a journey. You didn't even know you had any light, a lot of you. Okay? None of us did. Didn't realize the influence that we had, right? But you have a lot of light and you take them on higher heights, okay? But the closer and the deeper that they get to you, they feel so far away. so far away. They have envy plaguing their minds. They have hatred. All of this they kept beneath the mask for as long as they could grin to take and bear it. They had hatred. They had envy. Okay? These are deceptive creatures. Okay? That's what they are. Very, very deceptive creatures. This is what it was all about. So you don't just openly trust someone else now. You don't openly trust them. And you'll trust again. Promise you, you'll trust again. You'll trust because you'll just know how to apply your trust rather than how you was doing it before. Okay? This life is a lesson. All right? This life is a lesson. And that reminds me, I made that song Lesson, the first track of the debut EP. That was called Lesson. Okay? That I go into in another way. Okay, about the lesson that you go through. But my point being, going back to the video, think about this. The nearer they get to you, the further they feel away. But they felt a closeness that they ain't gonna get with anybody else. Try and stick around while I'm on this stream of thought, okay? Try to stick around. Because you've got to have that knowing about yourself that people just don't compare to you. It's not being big-headed. It's not being egotistical, okay? A person might be this way or that way or this way, right? It doesn't matter. No one compares to you. I want all of you to develop the most amount of self-love for yourself. I read in the comment today someone is saying they've gone on a journey of self-love, okay? And that's what I want all of you to do, all right? You make people comfortable. You have a good ethics about you. You wouldn't be on the channel because this content's not for everyone. If I chose to talk about narcissism in a certain way, all right, more of you would watch, more of you would, but I'm not into it for that. I'm trying to spread the truth, all right? And those that need to hear it or those that are ready to receive the message will hear the message. And you'll go off on your own journey from it, okay? That's the thing. So please, everyone, understand that you made them feel. Do you think what you felt? They feel energy. What you felt in that moment, okay? I know this. It doesn't just have to be a romantic relationship. It's whoever, right? Whatever type of narcissist cretin. You having those feelings towards an individual, that made their world brighter. That made them more respected. They get taken advantage of as well. They get used and abused as well. And I'm not saying that to make you like want that on them. I want all of you to get to a place where you generally wish them well. Like you generally wish them well. Like you cut your losses. You say you're not gonna be the person that's gonna be around them for the long haul. But you generally wish them well because they're a fucking nuisance. A lot of you haven't seen how they're a nuisance yet. You're still in your grieving point. But they will fucking do stuff after decades. Okay? They're fucking cretins. Alright? They'll go and do stuff after decades. I hear this from numerous people in sessions, right? This is what they do. Okay? And a lot of you haven't, that hasn't come round yet and you don't want it to. And by the time it does and they start causing you some nuisance in your life, you're just going to wish them well. You want them to become obsessed with someone else. But the fact of the matter is, they ain't going to meet another chosen one or empath again. They ain't going to. Okay? So you have to have an awareness that you are always going to be that point of reference and that benchmark to whoever they encounter. Right? You always will be. But they felt a closeness. They felt an energy. They had a light. They tried to steal this from you and go off on their own journey. They try to steal it from you, but it burns out. Okay? A lot of what you are going through now, especially the newer viewers where it's just happened, they're literally running around town with your energy. Okay? So much so that they can't... I hope you're still here by the video, right? They're going around town with your energy, okay? Giving their, actually giving energy to other people because they're so intoxicated of what you raised them to be. But it will burn out. Okay? People ain't gonna repay the favor and give them energy back or anything like that. And it's not gonna cut what it was, what you gave. And they learn to realize that maybe they should have trusted you more. They learn to realize that they've lost you for good because you're going to ascend and go on to higher heights without them. They're going to learn to realize that they didn't need to behave the way they did. Will they change their future pathway? No. But they'll have an awareness that they're a fucking idiot for the way that they behaved. It's fucking quite simple. And to laugh at them, this is a very important video, okay? I want you all to get to a place where you fucking laugh at them. You think they're just weirdos, they're just creeps, that's where I want you to go. Like, who does that? Who extracts energy from someone and is so potent that they start going around town with everyone? All right? And I don't mean that just in a romantic sense, but they start affiliating with loads of people and doing all this because they fucking got your energy. It's going to happen in friendships, It's going to happen in whatever, family. They go off on their own shit because you actually helped assist them so much. But when they're gone, they'll realize they don't have your navigation. They don't have your insight anymore. They don't have you by their side that was brightening up their world, making them seem better than they are. And this is what happens. It happens in friendship. Any narcissist has an attachment, an unhealthy attachment towards the empath and chosen one. It's very, very unhealthy. And you're all going to learn to realize, and I hope that you don't actually get any trouble or any nuisances from them. I hope you can just go off and heal. But I have to give you fair warning that they often do try to cause trouble, not in a quick period of time. A lot of cases that I speak to people in sessions, it happens after sometimes even a long time, years and stuff, right? This is what they do. We've even heard decades, okay? Hoovers from 1990 or 1980 or something, someone was saying, right? Some crazy number, right? This is the thing. They will go off with your energy, try to entertain themselves, but they will never find someone of your capabilities and make them feel as close as they did with you. You brightened up the world. I want you all to know that you felt it. They certainly felt it. They're a narcissist, okay? They feel energy. Right? They tap in, they're energy vampires. They felt that, okay? They believed in it. They were part of it. They felt that, okay? It wasn't just all them being a liar and everything like that. They felt your energy. Yeah, they were conniving. Yeah, they were doing that, but they were doing that to be around you, to acquaint with you. That's what you got to know, right? That's what you got to know. So the further they got closer to you, the nearer they got to you, the further they felt away. Because you reflected back to them exactly what they are. Okay? They felt that in their real them. They felt that in their real them. Narcissistic injuries. So anyway, thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate all of your support. If you would like to book a session, you can. Please check out Zion Music YouTube channel. I would appreciate anyone who subscribes or just checks it out, right? It's something I'm trying to articulate narcissism in a way of word, of music. So please check it out if you can. The links for everything you need are in the description box below. I'll be back on a video soon. Peace.